Next up, to officially kick off our conference on behalf of the ESC, we are very pleased to have our inaugural and current president of the Consortium, Dr. Hiram Fitzgerald. Hi is the Associate Provost for University Outreach and Engagement and a University Distinguished Professor of Psychology at Michigan State University, which is the other university that claims to be the first land-grant university.
February 12th. February 19th.
And it will still be under debate, no matter how much we clarify. I understand from Hi that this will be his last opening presentation as president of ESC. So let us give him a very warm welcome as well. Hi.
Well, welcome everybody. This is great. So, do we have this?
You are fully loaded.
Okay. It's not showing here, that's all. Oh, this one? Okay. There we go. So, welcome. If you can see the figure, I tried to demonstrate in this slide the growth of the Engagement Scholarships Consortium from its beginnings in 1999 here at Penn State. In 2008, 9 institutional leaders came together, as was mentioned, for a conference here, and we conspired to spin off what was then called the Outreach Scholarship Conference into something called the National Outreach Scholarship Conference. We were successful in doing that. Spinning it off meant we went for a 501c3 independent organization. We were sort of not an organization then. We were just a whole bunch of people getting together, have conferences, spinning around the Big Ten and other places, the Big 14 now. But we were successful in that. In 2009, I became president, and Craig became our treasurer. Craig was always our treasurer, actually, because all the money stays close to Penn State. We, as you can see, have grown. 33 institutions now are committed to engagement scholarship as a core part of their institutional mission. This means that we are engaging communities, however you define community, whether it's a business community, a school community, a neighborhood association. It doesn't matter how you, as an investigator, define community, to help solve problems in this country and problems anywhere in the world where there are people willing to come together collaboratively to co-create solutions based on evidence-based outcomes. So we are data-driven. We want evidence so we can actually defend impacts. And it's not just impacts, though, oh yeah, we all know it works. We all know it works doesn't go anymore. So the Engagement Scholarship Consortium is focused on that approach to solving problems. We're all over the place. We dropped the word national because we have the American University of Nigeria and University of Alberta, and we have clear mission-driven policies and practices designed to make us even more international. So hopefully, over the next 2 or 3 years, a bigger portion of that 33 and whatever it's going to be in the future will actually come from international universities. So, 1999, Returning to Our Roots is published. So, how have things changed? Things have changed pretty dramatically. You can see by this slide, and there's a bigger poster that's probably floating around this place with even more infographic information about it. The number of networks and organizations that we identified, Laurie Van Egeren at MSU did this work, from 12 to 47. Journals, 13 journals in 1999, 39 now to publish information about, and these are engagement scholarship journals. Probably most of engaged scholarship is published in disciplinary journals. So you can see there are plenty of venues to publish our work. And then the number of awards, this is probably a dramatic underestimation. 12 were sort of around then. We identified 44. Ohio State probably gives 44 just internally with Steve Myers and his operation. Promoting the centrality of engagement in higher education. We're interested in building broader impacts. If you're familiar with the National Science Foundation broader impact requirements now, I think community engagement scholarship and its emphasis on community-based participatory research actually goes much more deeper into broader impacts than the National Science Foundation does. And I've been invited to tell them that in about 10 days in a meeting in Chicago. When you engage communities to find solutions, broader impacts are built into it because you're providing sustainability of knowledge transfer in both directions, and can achieve a much more deeper thing than just going out talking to schools and doing what National Science Foundation has identified. Policy issues, community partnerships, education and training programs, engaged scholarship, service learning, and civic engagement, all of these things are encompassed in engagement scholarship. Where's the learning and service learning was asked in a very cited paper some years ago by Giles. Where is the learning in service learning? If it's just service learning to do nice things, every citizen of this country should be doing that. But if you're learning something that feeds into your disciplinary training and educational work at the university, then that's service learning. And it should follow that you become more civically engaged. Evidence-based practices, the rest of those things. So, lots of new organizations, lots of new journals, and this is my effort to try to get close to the colors of the schools that are our host. I think I really blew it on but who knows. Penn State's easy because blue and everything that surrounds it is white. James Madison University, I kind of close, but Virginia, I couldn't get those colors anywhere. So, so I saw Susan. She's probably decked out in the real colors. Yeah, there you go. So lots of people to thank. And putting together a conference like this is, believe me, a challenge. You're hurting representatives from a whole lot of institutions, doing most of it electronically with all the ways we have to communicate now, which is great, but face-to-face meetings have it just can't be replaced completely by electronics because, you know, if you hear something, you can always get out of the picture and go, and then get back in and you're all smiling and happy again. But so those things are sort of missing in communication. We want to thank Roseanne Shields and Craig Wiedemann, our overall host here, and this gang of conference leadership. If anybody is on that slide in the conference leadership team, please stand up and stay up. Okay, stay up. Then we have, wait, oh, no. Wait, then I'm on a timeline here. And then we have many thanks. Conference Program Committee. All you guys stand up. All right? This will be available so that you, for everybody afterwards, so you can examine each slide and identify people. Many thanks to the local logistics and marketing team. Nancy, you and your team here, you all stand. Lisa Towson and everybody else associated with the Emerging Engagement Scholarship Workshop, you all stand. This is what cohort is this? Number 9 cohorts of young investigators preparing for engagement scholarship careers in the academy. It's absolutely fabulous. And they'll be networked probably for the rest of their careers. All the people in the outreach and engagement staff workshop, please rise. And where's Tracy? Is Tracy here? I got to meet Tracy about another conference coming up in November. And then the Engagement Scholarship Consortium CEO Awards Committee. Any members here on that committee, please rise. I know Steve can't make it from the chair from Ohio State. Thank you all for your work. Now we can clap. So, as was mentioned, the Engagement Scholarship Consortium is committed to excellence in the scholarship practice of engagement locally and globally. And now I'm going to get off the stage and let my good friend Tim Eatman come up here and really give you a good talk.
So as you saw in standing in the room, many, many hands were involved in this conference. And I opened this morning, I said, hello, beautiful people. And that is because you are the most beautiful people to me and the rest of the planning committee and volunteers. So I actually want to remember this moment. So I am taking a panoramic of all of you because you are the culmination of 2 years worth of work by these volunteers. And so for us, you work on something 2 years and you think, oh my gosh, I hope people come. And you're here, you're really here. So we're very excited about that. Craig Weideman is the co-chair for the overall conference, and he will be talking to you tomorrow. So he'll get to have his words and say about how excited he is about the conference. But we are just so pleased that you're here. While I do have the stage for a moment, I know that Hy talked a lot about the importance of this field and how much it means to communities and how we do things differently depending on the university. But this is all of us together doing some wonderful things with our students, our communities, our academics. So I wanted to explain a little bit about the theme for this year's conference, and it is Engaged Scholarship, Advancing Rigor and Elevating Impact. As many of you know, this year marks the 25th anniversary of Ernest Boyer's groundbreaking work, Scholarship Reconsidered, where Boyer laid the foundation for engagement scholarship. We are at a pivotal time in engagement scholarship, the movement. You heard from Provost Jones that Penn State is certainly committed and we are doing great things. But now is the time for those already in the field to continue to stretch beyond where we are now, focusing more intently on the academic rigor that is essential to engagement scholarship and on the best practices to measure the impact and successes of reciprocal initiatives. So I would like to congratulate all of you who were selected to present symposia, posters, workshops, and papers for this conference. In support of the theme, you rose up to the level that our conference organizers demanded of you. And the Conference Leadership Committee and the Conference Program Committee hope that this year's conference and the sharing which occurs will provide some extremely useful answers for you that you can use in your own context. But as important for this conference, I want you to get to know your community. So one of the things that I would like you to do for this conference, make a promise to me that you will reach out and introduce yourself to people that you don't know. So one of the ways that we did that, we got these really fun name badges.